Making a little video today about propagation of banana plants. Haven't seen many videos on it. Just wanted to show you what I'm doing and have been having pretty good luck. This is one of my propagated starts right here that I am currently anchoring down. I have a couple more floating in the tank, smaller ones, just need some nutrition to grow out. Right now they're hanging out in here in my little cherry shrimp and Hillstream loach breeding tank. I also have a lone CPD fry in here somewhere, but looks like I wonder if you can focus on him here. Yeah, now you can kind of see him. Just kind of disappeared into the backdrop there. But now I'm going to take you over to the tank that has the mother plant where I'm getting all these starts. Hold on for just a moment. So now here is the tank that I get all the starts from. The way this works is I have one plant growing back in the corner, way down there. Can't see it through all the green water, but I think that's a big part of why I've been so successful. These are all pads from one mother plant here in the window in my green water tank. I also have a Harbor Freight grow light right on top of this to keep everything supercharged with light. Now we can see here's kind of a new pad coming up, and as we can see there's a little node right there, and that's where some roots will end up coming out. And here, when the leaves start getting old like this, we'll take a look and see we have the beginning of some of our little bananas down under there. And then here's a pad that's growing off of that little root clump. I have another one right here that's doing really well. And these great big long roots like this, they will end up shortening up and turning into a nice little cluster of bananas. But you can see where there's new pads coming out here, and then there's the umbilical cord to the mother plant. I try to keep them as attached as long as possible, just to provide as much nutrients as I can. Don't know if that's helpful or not, but that's what I've been doing. Some of the lily pads here, don't have any of the little root clusters starting on them, and I don't know if some are like a male and a female. This one here, you can see, those are all going to come off as little flowers. So here in about 3 or 4 days, those will start breaking the surface of the water, and I'll have a full bloom of about 7 or 8 little white flowers that come off of these. But that's what I'm doing. As far as how this is working, I tried these in my other community tanks at first. I have ravenous snails, these guys. Here in my green water tank, they don't seem to bug the plant as much. They do eat the dead plant material, but in my other tanks, these leaves for the banana plant are so tender that they just eat them faster than they can even grow. So doing these in tanks with ram's horns, not very successful. This is a little green water guppy breeding tank. There is at least 200, could be up to 300 guppies in here. But never have a nitrate problem. The plants in the green water definitely soak up any bit of nutrient that this tank gets. What I found as far as getting the mother plant to root, it needed a bunch of mulm to start in. And right now, back in this corner of the tank where it's rooted, there's probably 3 inches of mulm that the whole root cluster is kind of taken over. All the banana parts of the plant have since rotted off and been replaced by just root structure where it's anchoring into the soil. I do find that these plants like high light, and they do like a lot of nutrients, especially if you want these to grow into little bananas, from roots into little bananas, to store nutrient. I think the way it normally works, it gets those little clusters, and then as this is kind of going through the water, these will tend to like to break off, probably floats downstream, anchors the roots somewhere else, and starts a new little colony of banana plants. As far as fertilization, this tank gets fertilized just by the amount of guppies that are in here, and that I power feed the tank. Probably give this tank fish food 10 to 8, not quite 20, but some, usually between 10 and 20 times a day. This tank gets a healthy feeding. But unfortunately, I think it would do better if I didn't have the green water. There would be more nutrients for the plants to absorb. But the green water does keep the snail population at bay, to where these plants actually have a chance to get a start. Yeah, if you have any other questions, or if there's anything that you've tried to get banana plants going successfully, please let me know. About 1.5 years ago, when I bought this banana plant from Aquarium Co-op, I'd done a lot of research, looking for videos of people who have been propagating them, and couldn't find anything that was really very helpful. Saw some overseas places where they're doing it in massive amounts, but I was always curious what a regular hobbyist could do to multiply their banana plants, and I have found a way that is working for me. Just hopeful to find a way to grow them faster and quicker in the future. But before we sign off here, I might just give you a little view of the green water and some of the fishies inside of here. And of course, you can see my reflection. But in this tank, it had some of the ugly black and fluorescent gravel. I capped it with some of the black blasting sand type stuff, which is actually, I think, a big part of what caused the green water to get started in this tank in the first place. As you can see, little scuds all over in here. This tank, even though I feed it multiple times a day, there's plenty of natural food in there for the fish. I probably wouldn't need to feed the tank just based on the number of scuds. But it's been a fun tank. It's had this really rich green water going now for, I want to say, about 3 years. I've come close to crash a couple of times, but I've always been able to. Anytime I see it starting to clear up, I'll put some good dirty water from another tank in it to give it some nutrients to prevent it from crashing all the way, and been able to maintain it for a couple years like this. So the color of the guppies that come out of here are amazing. I think part of it's because it's such a hard water to see through that they have to get every bit of reflective coloring that they can to see each other, and hence I've come up with some very interesting and beautiful color patterns from out of this tank. If you have any other questions, certainly leave me a comment, let me know. I'm hopeful that this will help somebody else, and if you have some pointers for me, I'd really appreciate it if you can pass those along. In the meantime, want to thank you for watching my video here at Lake Missoula Aquatics and Plants. Have a great day.